So we had a really phenomenal season for season one, and I just kind of wanted to take a few moments and recap on the journey that we've been through this year. First of all, I embarked on something that I never thought was possible. It's always been a voice inside my head when I'm running or when I'm in the shower, just something that I wanted to do for years, and here I am. Lots of life changes this year. I left my integrative practice for private practice. I started the podcast. I started my presence on social media. And of course, I had Callum. So lots of really good changes, completely unexpected across the board. But a really, really neat year. And it's so nice to interact with you and to share this journey with you as well. So, a lot of our guests that we had were just such a nice variety of holistic health experts. Everyone from Dr. Peter Nicholas talking about sports nutrition to Sarah talking about NRT to Dr. Corey Shuler talking about natural management and options for hypertension. Uh, we also had some really good guests. John Burke talking about near-death experiences. So, talking about the spiritual side of wellness and health and his perspective with the research and what happens when we die. That was a really interesting interview, and it was such a pleasure interviewing John Burke. And then we had an opportunity to interview Connective Kids, so physical therapy as well as chiropractic care, working with children to optimize their reach of milestones and their wellness and their health. So a pediatric perspective on health and wellness. It was also a privilege speaking with Dr. Dan on biohacking for dogs. So, taking that holistic and wellness side that I push for our family and friends and applying it to our fur babies. So, getting rid of the processed diet, supplements for their joint health, their brain health, healthy aging. So, if you haven't listened to that podcast, I highly recommend that you do. And then this past season, we covered a lot of hot topics, I would say. And again, I always try to defer to the research. What does the research show, and how can we choose the good, better, and best? So, those topics included the vaccine controversy. We talked about glyphosates and how that can impact our gut microbiome as well as our health. And it was really fun to have a whole episode on featuring a couple of listeners on their health hacks, how they modified their diet to optimize their health, little tricks that they did to get off of the prescriptions and try a natural remedy, and just a lot of different options out there that they were able to share with our listeners. I believe one of my favorites across the board was my interview with Trevor Millar with Ambio Sciences with Ibogaine therapy. That is something that I stumbled upon just through the Sean Ryan podcast. I listened to his interview with Trevor, and then I listened to Ambio's podcast and Trevor on a couple of other podcasts. And for me, as a natural health practitioner, I have this calling, and I know Trevor has said this before, that Ibogaine kind of gives you a call. It's the Ibogaine call that you need to go experience this. So this is something that's totally outside my comfort zone. Through my research and through learning more through Trevor, I have signed up to go on an Ibogaine healing journey in January. And I can't wait for it. And I can't wait to share my experience with you as well. My husband jokes that I've very minimally have partaken in marijuana. I drink occasionally, and he jokes that I'm jumping and doing the strongest psychedelic on earth. It just doesn't make sense to him. But again, I'm curious. I want to see from a physiological, neurological, psychological standpoint what all this can do. And in the grand scheme of things, with a lot of these individuals that have gone through Ibogaine therapy, their trauma is so much more complex and deeper than mine is. My trauma is minimal compared to them. But again, Trevor always says if you're -10, it brings you up to a 0, or if you're at a 0, it might bring you up to a +10. So I'm very curious about that. We have some really good guests lined up for next season. So I cannot wait to share that journey with you into season 2. And we have a guest flying in from New York City to share her journey, her healing journey with alternative medicine, everything from bee venom therapy to ayahuasca, which is another psychedelic, to combo to Ibogaine. So that'll be a 2 or 3-part interview that we'll release in season 2. And then, of course, I will be sharing my Ibogaine journey with you guys when I return. In the meantime, I will be on social media sharing the latest research with you, sharing my family, my experiences, and my thoughts on some topics. So I can't wait to continue this relationship. And I'm always here to help you grow and learn and just live your best life possible. And again, finding the good, better, and best with alternative healing. And I can't wait to see where we go.